Hello, good night. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I am here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. And tonight I have a great topic to talk to you about tonight. It is getting a work permit in the United States. What does that mean? What does it take to get a work permit in the United States? Now, I get this question very often, and it usually is I am in the United States with a B visa, or I am out of status. Can I get a work permit? And I want to address that issue, right? Because there's a misconception about the work permit that you can just come here and independently apply for a work permit and then start working. Unfortunately, it's not that easy, but there are ways if you're here without status or you do qualify for adjustment of status. Adjustment of status is the process of applying for permanent residence in the United States. Now, let me just pause for a minute to wish you Happy New Year. I hope you have some great plans, and I am wishing you a prosperous 2022, and I hope to be a part of your immigration journey. That's why I am here every night at around 9 p.m. I'm a little late today because I had a little work-related issue, but I am still here. Mamta, thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you too. So I want to touch on that, right? About the work permit. The work permit is not like getting an employment-based visa, right? For example, if you're outside of the United States or you're here on current status and you want to change over to an employment-based, that may be possible. However, when it comes down to a work permit, you usually would apply for a work permit if you qualify for another type of immigration benefit that allows you to get a work permit while you're waiting. And one of those processes is adjustment of status and asylum in some cases. Now, I'm going to take pause to answer some questions that I see coming on here, and it's how much time I need to stay in the USA as permanent resident before I get citizenship. So generally it's 5 years. However, if you have been married to a US citizen for 3 years, then it's 3 years. If as long as you maintain permanent residence for 3 years, and then you have been married to your US citizen spouse for 3 years. In the military, it's if you've been serving for 1 year. What is going on with asylum? So far there are no new developments with asylum. Asylum is the form of relief that you can get if you are in fear of returning to your home country because you're a member of a particular social group. There are restrictions on how long you have to wait for a work permit. So right now, you have to be in the middle of the asylum application process for 365 days before you can even apply for a work permit. However, there are some exceptions for certain individuals due to a lawsuit and a settlement that's going on. So Mamta, approved U status for more than 1 year. Is it okay to apply for advanced parole to travel? So with the U status, you may not qualify for advanced parole for the U status. You should, if you are, for example, if you're applying for adjustment of status, but you said that you have been approved for U status for 1 year now. And so in order to go through adjustment of status, while you're going through adjustment of status, there may be the possibility to apply for a travel document, but that wouldn't be until 3 years into you actually having the U status. Favored by God, thanks so much for sharing the live. And if you're watching here, go ahead, share the live. And let me remind you that I am also here on YouTube at The Immigration Attorney on YouTube. Go ahead and put your questions in the comments. I'm monitoring the comments and ready to answer your questions. Christine, Happy New Year. Thanks so much. If you apply for asylum, can you go back to your home country? So remember that the basis of the asylum is that you have you fear going back to your country because you're being persecuted. And a part of applying for asylum is proving that no matter where you go in the country, you will face this harm, this persecution. And so by going back to your country, they're going to seriously question your motive in the first place for applying for asylum, because that to the officer, it means that you must not have the kind of fear that would prevent you from going back if you go back. So it's very, very risky, and it could work against you in your asylum application to go back to your home country. Now, remember, if they come to the conclusion that you frivolously submitted an asylum application, that could prohibit you from applying for other immigration benefits and forms of relief in the future. So you have to, the asylum is not something you should be submitting or taking lightly or submitting just on a whim for the benefits of asylum. It is an application that you have to make sure that you qualify for, and that you have to understand the full implications of applying for asylum. And a part of that is you would not be able to, or may not be able to, go back to your country. After bio with AOS, if I apply for VAWA now, how long till it get approved and have the green card? So the VAWA process overall, it takes about 2 years. So while if you are in adjustment of status, your adjustment of status is still going to be pending, and the adjustment of status takes about a year. So what I usually do and this is where lucky, the Labrador Retriever, you should get legal advice and representation, because when you're going from the adjustment of marriage-based adjustment of status, especially, or family-based adjustment of status to VAWA, and you have to request that they now attach your adjustment of status application to your VAWA application. That's going to keep your work permit going and your travel document going. And then once you get an approval on the VAWA application, that's when it's going to go right back on course for you to get that adjustment of status interview. So the entire process could take about 2 years. So a year or over a year now to get a decision on VAWA, and then another year to possibly get an appointment for the adjustment of status. My friend wants to file for VAWA, the combo package, but spouse is legal permanent resident. Can he still file the combo? So Harriet Realtor, great question. And right now it's current. And what that means is that as long as the visa number, the immigrant visa number, is current, meaning you don't have to wait for an immigrant visa number to become available, you would be able to file the adjustment of status, the work permit, travel document, all in one. Now, I highly recommend Harriet Realtor that you just tell your friend to give me a call, schedule a consultation. This is not something they should be doing on their own, and there really are no rooms for any mistakes. Remember, the information that I'm giving you, Carrie Harriet, is not legal advice. It's not any endorsement for your friend to go and submit any applications, because I don't know the full extent of their facts. I don't know how they qualify, and even one fact can change everything here. So let them know that they should get legal advice, and you can always send them my information. Send them the link to my profile, and they can even schedule their own appointment if they want to get in very quickly. Yes, after 3 years, but meanwhile for a short trip, is it advisable? So Mamta, that's where you need to get personal legal advice. I'm not your attorney, so I wouldn't be able to tell you specifically whether it's advisable to travel. I applied for a renewal of my permanent residence in May last year, and I'm still waiting on it. So there's a backlog. So you're not the only person who's waiting. Just check on your case, make sure there's nothing that they want. Any new immigration updates for 2022? So nothing as of today. There's nothing new or exciting. But Latoya Plas, I will definitely provide you an update, and everyone here an update as soon as I get any new information. Kerry Harriot, definitely. So Kerry Harriot, so you said he will, and this is another point that I want to raise here. If you have a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident spouse who's mistreating you, you don't have to be a woman to just qualify for this relief. You can be a man as well. Is there any way you can apply for residency in the U.S.? So Bright Sky 20, yes, absolutely, but it all depends on how you qualify. The question is, do you qualify through family? Do you qualify through an employer? Do you qualify through humanitarian means? Do you even qualify through the diversity lottery program? So Bright Sky, I would have to do a specifically tailored evaluation for you to determine whether there is a way to apply. Can I apply for my work and travel document after I applied for VAWA? I didn't do it yet with my AOS. So Lucky the Labrador Retriever, remember that I'm not your attorney and I don't give personal legal advice here, so I wouldn't be able to tell you specifically whether you can apply for your work permit and your travel document. Well, what I can tell you is that my clients, when they have an pending adjustment of status application and it is valid, I ensure that they still are able to apply for their work permit and their travel document through that adjustment of status. But Lucky the Labrador Retriever, I would need to make sure that you qualify for adjustment of status to begin with. And then once you do qualify, a work permit and travel document are very possible here. Here, can I have a shout out? So I don't do any endorsements here. I just answer questions. I'm just here to give good information. I'm not here to endorse anyone. D Cooper 117. It's nice to see you. Hi there. Now, for those of you who are joining in, Happy New Year. I'm touching on the topic of the work permit. Dark Horse 45, so nice to see you. Happy New Year. Question, the form on the website for spouses expired. So if you go to uscis.gov, you will see the current form, and they'll also give you notices there. So can you travel with your trace permit if so I think that's travel document if waiting for VAWA decision. So yes, once you have obtained approval for your travel document, you are able to go ahead and travel. All right, so the work permit, that's what I'm touching on today, and I've seen some questions related to VAWA and the work permit. So that is one way to qualify for the work permit. Remember, the work permit isn't something that you can just come here and get your if you can't just be on a visitor's visa, come here and then independently apply for a work permit. The work permit is there to provide, relief and comfort to those who are applying for a certain benefit or relief already in the United States, and it just allows them, accommodates them, allows them to be able to work here while they're going through that process. And one of those processes is VAWA. With VAWA, first of all, if you're experiencing mistreatment by a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident spouse, a parent if you're under 21, or a U.S. citizen son or daughter who's 21 and up, then this may be for you, and once you are approved for VAWA, you'd be able to get your work permit. However, keep in mind that if at the time you are applying for adjustment of status, at the same time that you've submitted your VAWA petition, you would qualify for a work permit and travel document as well. So VAWA is one of those. Another is if you're the immediate relative of a U.S. citizen. That means you're the spouse of a U.S. citizen, you're the parent of a U.S. citizen. And the parent of a U.S. citizen who's 21 and up, by the way. If that child is under 21, you wouldn't qualify. Or if you are the son or daughter of a U.S. citizen who is under 21 and unmarried, then and you came in with a visa, even if that visa expired, this could possibly be a path for you to obtain a work permit and travel document while you are waiting for your adjustment of status process to go through. How long does it take to have residence with asylum? So 1 year from the date that your asylum was granted, then you'd be able to adjust status to permanent residence. So that's what I wanted to touch on tonight, was the work permit. I wanted to just address that question, and it's, can I just come to the United States and apply for a work permit if I'm out of status or if I'm on a visitor's visa? The simple answer would be no. But however, under certain circumstances, as long as you qualify for other benefits or form of relief, then you may be able to apply for a work permit at the same time that you're applying for that other relief or benefit. But if you're just here and you don't qualify for anything, you don't qualify to fix your status in the United States, then a work permit would be highly unlikely in that case. Now, I'm going to be back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm hopping on over to Instagram now, where I'm going to continue taking questions just like I am here. So if you have more questions that you want to ask, or you want to just listen in to get more information, follow me on Instagram. Now, I release videos, most of the content on Instagram. I do release the content on YouTube, and then also on Instagram. TikTok. Well, no, not TikTok. So I release it on Facebook and YouTube. So you can always go to those platforms to see the videos. On here, I only do lives. But if you want to get updates, thanks so much for the love. You want to get updates, you want to get in tips and information like this, go to Instagram, follow me there, and you will see on a daily basis throughout the day, you'll see those tips, and then you can join me either here at 9 p.m. or on Instagram or YouTube. I'm the Immigration Attorney, same as here on YouTube and Instagram. You can see me there, Instagram, at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you don't see me here, you can always catch me over there. All right, thanks so much for those of you on YouTube who are watching me. Even if you're watching on the replay, thank you for joining in. I hope I provided good information. And you can always join me and ask your questions in the comments, and on TikTok, same here, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the love. I'm heading on over to Instagram. I'm the Immigration Attorney on Instagram. If you'd like to schedule a consultation, it is very, very easy to do that. You can go to the link in my profile. You will see a big and bold button to schedule your own appointments, to go to the website, and then you'll see my phone number all over my videos. So you can call, you can book your own appointments, or you can go to the website, use the online chat, use the contact forms to be able to get through to the scheduling coordinators. So I hope to speak with you soon. I saw so many questions here where you really need to make sure that you get personal legal advice and representation, especially when it comes to VAWA. VAWA is, while you may qualify for VAWA, you want to make sure that you don't leave any room for mistakes, that you get the right help to get you through it smoothly. All right, so have a good night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern